Hello and welcome to KMTV, your roundup of what's going on in Kent on Friday, July the 17th. A man from Maidstone has died after losing control of his motorbike during rush hour and crashing into a tree. Jem Collins has more details.
Flowers have already started arriving here at the side of the A229 in Maidstone after police were called yesterday just after 5 p.m. when a 36-year-old motorbike rider crashed with the tree and the wall. He was later pronounced dead at the scene and police are still appealing for anyone who may have seen anything. This is Jem Collins in Maidstone for KMTV.
It could take up to a year before people are able to move back into their homes following a devastating fire in Canterbury. 16 properties were destroyed when the blaze ripped through the timber frame buildings at the old tannery estate in the city. The company that owns the properties say they've already started the process of finding a builder to carry out the work. They'll be built using the same construction method, despite fire crews saying it was a timber frame that allowed the fire to spread quickly. A Tunbridge Wells man who was told he had just 12 months to live after being diagnosed with a rare form of cancer has defied the odds to become one of Britain's longest survivors almost 10 years on. Jem Collins went to meet him.
At his home in Tunbridge Wells, David Grant shows little signs of illness, but in fact he's believed to be one of the longest surviving patients of a glioblastoma multiform brain tumour. Diagnosed with the rare cancer in 2005 and given just 12 months to live, David was determined to see his daughter grow up and is now leading a normal life with no medication, almost 10 years on.
My daughter was 2. And she was taken after my mother, who passed away 3 months earlier. Mum lost her dad when she was 10. Right, so straight away that gave me a target. I had to get to 11 in 2014, so I'd have done better for my daughter than my grandfather was able to do for his.
He's now turned his time to giving lectures to medical students in the hope of improving communications with patients.
It's in speaking to medics that I find the most benefit. I really want to push the line now. Don't trot out average survival stats without saying what is possible, just what is possible. That first meeting when I was told it was cancerous, I was looking for some sort of motivation, come on. And this is why I'd ask everyone, what can I do to help myself? And people had survived cancer. Never stop believing in yourself. People do survive cancer. People do beat extraordinary odds. It could be you.
This is Jem Collins in Tunbridge Wells for KMTV.
In other news, a second person has now died following a crash on the A2050 at Harbourdown after a collision between a coach, a car and a box van. The passenger of the car died at the scene a week ago and the driver has now passed away in hospital. Investigations are continuing after a man was discovered in a churchyard near Sevenoaks with serious injuries. And over £500,000 has been raised to save the life of a young Medway girl who's battling cancer. 2-year-old Ruby Young was diagnosed with the disease last June, and now family and friends have managed to raise the cash to help her get life-saving treatment in America. And finally, a woman once labelled Britain's worst driver has finally managed to pass her test. Graham Stothard went for a lesson with her.
It takes a lot of effort to get your hands on one of these, but for some people it takes more effort than others. For example, Janine had more than 250 hours worth of driving lessons, but she still couldn't pass that essential test. It led some people, some national newspapers no less, to label her as the world's worst driver. But today we can officially announce, after some specialist schooling, she passed. She can legally drive. Congratulations. But she still hasn't got a car and she still hasn't got insurance. So instead I took her for a drive and she gave me some pointers on where I might be going wrong. And let me tell you, she certainly didn't go easy on me.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Let's do this, shizzle. Right now. Oh, from now? No, not allowed any music. Oh, very appropriate, but you're not allowed music. Okay, that's a distraction. Okay. Now...
So, some facts about Janine. She reckons she spent about £6,000 on 300 lessons.
That's it. Now, are we approaching the roundabout in second? Very, very good. Oh, look at that. We're like swift gear change. Got to do it before. There we go. See, look. Always got to look to the right. Oh, look at that. See him first. Get ready to go. You should be getting pulled out like a tow rope. See, look at that. Look smooth.
After our sister paper, the Medway Messenger, reported on this, a specialist driving instructor got in touch. She had an intensive course, then a few lessons. After that, she eventually passed. But she still finds she has to concentrate.
Because driving doesn't come naturally to me. I'm not always somebody who just kind of gets in the car and click, and it's just so easy. And of course, everyone tells you that you're going to have this epiphany moment, and it just never happened. I still have to really think through what I'm doing. That's it. Slow on approach. This is a bit of a line bend. I know what's going to happen. There we go. You've always got to be prepared to stop. It's very good.
Safe to say she can give advice. But how can she drive?
So, as we said, it is illegal for Janine to drive. Of course, that's on public roads. In a private car park like we are now, she can drive. So all she needs is someone to lend her a car. So the challenge is to park in that spot.
Okay then, let's do this. Oh my goodness, this is well exciting. Right.
After some initial preparations, we were ready to go. It was a case of slow and steady, but after a bit of time, we were in. Just. However, Churchill once said success is stumbling from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. And personally, I think Janine's a great example of that. This is Graham Stothard for KMTV in Medway.
There's more local news on KMFM, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook, but that's it from KMTV.